Hello, this is Aaron Klein again. It's been a long time since I've done this. Just so you know, in the last 8 months, I've gone through two beards, okay, and I'm going back for a third time. And you're just gonna have to be surprised when it comes around. So I'm going to label this episode a new leaf because that's what's going on. I'm changing this channel, and it's for the better. So throughout my life, I have just because of how my life has played out, I have gained basically twice my year's experience in trauma, and I shouldn't say trauma, just twice my year's experience. I have a lot of wisdom instead of the normal stuff that people would normally have, with just in terms of like how humans cooperate and relationships and blah blah blah. I am finally catching on to that shit now. There I go using bad language, right? And the reason why that's actually important, why I'm only doing this in one take because I don't care. I am going to change this channel, um, and this is just for people if they're interested to know what's going on, and this might be a good change, might not. I don't know if I'm ever gonna have kids in today's society. I don't know if I'm getting married. Well, I'd like to, and I haven't been blessed with that yet. I don't actually know if I'm ever gonna get that. But one thing I do know is I have a lot of wisdom to give, and it's mostly to young boys and men. While I'm 28, ooh, shocker, I'm still a young guy. I have experienced more in my life than men 2 to 3 times my age, right? I know that sounds like a big number. That'd be like fifth. No, that'd be 74, something like that. Yeah, that'd be no 84 if it's triple my age. No, yeah. Um, I've experienced. I haven't gone to war yet, thankfully, but I've experienced a lot of trauma stuff that is somewhat equivalent to what soldiers go through. Soldiers can recover better than someone like me can. I don't know if I mentioned it on the channel. I've tried to make several videos, but I just keep skipping. But it's called CPTSD. It's that big shocker thing that's been on television commercials lately. That psychiatrists are trying to push out. I I've had a lot of issues in my life. I didn't get a good father. My mother failed in both ways she should and both ways she shouldn't. Um, I'm learning to have a lot of forgiveness. Let's see. You have 3 videos of me in this room. The room's changed a bit. That's still there, but I am changing a lot. And what brought this around was me writing in my book and just my experience in daily life. And I've slowly come to understand that it's hard to find someone with my values, and that's okay. Um, but I do have a lot to give to those who would listen. Um, I don't know if I'm going to become a preacher. I don't know if it's worth doing for to make a living. On the flip side, I want this to be for my kids if I ever have them. And I'm going to make this for your kids, and more specifically for sons, because boys need father figures now. And I'm 28, right? Like, this is something a 28-year-old can be doing. Um, if I had a kid 10 years ago, when I was 18, yeah, I could be having this talk with my son now. And it's something that should be coming up. And I'm not going to talk about anything explicit that about sex or anything like that, because that's not what this is about. I will probably touch on marriage some, but it's going to be in a very different light than the way normal Christians talk about it, because we live in a very different society. Um, I will be releasing 2 videos, this one and a follow up. Um, just some life updates. I have not quit my job by the time you saw my last video. I have like 2 views, so I don't mind too much. I no longer work at Dollar General. I am happy to say that I don't work there anymore because I've learned how to respect my own value, and I've learned that other people don't value me. So I had to leave, and I can't say where I work now because there's only one of that business in town, and I've already told you what town I live in, right? So I'm not going to say where I work. If you are from Columbus and you show up where I work, I am a prominent figure there. So do feel free to say hi, but please don't go spreading around the information of where I work. If only because I don't want that much attention. If there comes a day when it gets too bad for me, I'll probably just let you guys know, hey, stop it. I have a job to do. The video that's going to follow this is about service, and it's really important, and it ties directly into my work. I'll just talk about my time at Dollar General while I'm at it. And the only reason why I can say Dollar General is because there's like 8 in Columbus. I think, actually, no, the number's like 6, but I could get away with saying a Dollar General, right? But I can't say what this business is because it's a lot bigger, and I make quite a bit more doing it. And I am much more valued by the people that matter, and I still have issues with people not valuing my work, and that's disappointing, and I'm not going to get into it. But the thing that happened, the reason why I'm doing this, ties into that, and one day I'll talk about it because it will come up, and I will leave her name out of it, but I'm learning very quickly that there are people that do value hard work, and there are people that take your work for granted. There are people that can find the value in what you do, and then there are not. There are people that I'm not going to get into it, but I will try to give wisdom to young men from here on out. And you can be 30 and still find a lot of use from this. But it's really important that I say this, even if I only come back in 20 years and show this to my kids, right? I'm assuming YouTube will still be up by then, and before YouTube goes down, I will collect these videos. And I'll probably keep my own collection on my computer as a physical form. And I'll probably keep another collection on another jump drive and blah, blah, blah. And I might one day transcribe this. A lot of what I've learned has come from my book. A lot of it has come from my life. A lot of it has come from stuff I learned when I was younger and stuff I have to learn now. And I'll be honest when I say there are some things I don't know, and that's okay. And that is another video for another day. I will try to upload these weekly. It won't always happen. My job now works me full-time. I asked to work full-time. That is the commitment I made. I want to keep it. I have goals in my life to buy a house, maybe get a dog. I garden now a lot more. I have seeds for all sorts of squash and cucumbers, and I still have tomatoes and peppers, and I'm just starting there. I have a lot to do in my life, but I'd like to share what I've learned, and I want it to be available for you, whether you are 30 or 13, or whether you show it to your sons. You don't find this in a lot of Christian circles nowadays, or at least in denominational stuff. If you go to like an Anglican, or you go to some sort of direct shoot off from Catholicism, you'll probably find it there. Or if you go to Orthodoxy, that is what their entire congregations are around. They're around fathership. They will call the leader's father. I would not trust, I don't consider Catholic fathers, quote unquote, to be fathers because they haven't had their own children. They won't have their own children. I want to one day, but I don't know if I will. But I wouldn't trust Catholicism to get this kind of information, because you have to have lived quite a bit before you can come up with this. And I promise you a lot of it will be scriptural, but we live in a new society without God, so someone has to say the harsh things. And I'm okay with saying it. I don't care if I take flack. And I want young men to succeed. I don't want what's happened to me to happen to them. So stick around, and I will be posting. I'm probably posting this on the morning of Tuesday, the 21st of February. I will also be posting the next video on service on the same day. Don't know what time. Probably back to back, because I can just upload them back to back. I hope you stick around and watch, and I hope you share it, and I hope you share the information you get from me. I am sorry that I have been gone for so long. I'm okay with being gone so long if I can come to this so I can tell you and tell your sons and tell really that my son's after me, right? This is something we're missing. It's in our culture. We just don't have father figures anymore, and someone has to say the hard stuff. Like I said, my next video will be on service, and it is not service within the church, but I will touch on that while we're going through it. Thank you. Please watch the next video, and if I'm wrong, just tell me. I am okay with being wrong, but I'm not okay with not saying anything.